stated properly because hell no. I don't care if we have to put a freaking tape on a small crack. We're doing that. You're saving the ship to do that.
Hey, what's more expensive, the whole ship and crew or some satellite pictures, huh? Hey, it's tax dollars, who cares? Is probably how something like that went. This whole thing was caused because of overconfidence and the assumption that nothing could go wrong. For 16 days, the Columbia crew was busy doing what astronauts do best. Nerd. They were conducting experiments on everything from the behavior of flames in microgravity to how spiders spin webs in space. I mean, spiders in space? That's either the coolest goddamn thing I've ever heard, or it's either the creepiest. But yeah, they were up there doing their thing and the world watched. And for a while, it seemed like another successful NASA mission. Families of the astronauts were happy and excited, knowing that their loved ones up there were doing amazing and big things.
Good.
And the rest of us, well, we're just happy to see some space stuff. I mean, you don't really get to see that every day. The ship did its thing.
I never looked at spaceships in a way where I was like obsessed with it. To me, that whole thing seemed great. I think the only cool about space things is like them actually landing, the existence of aliens and shit like that. But other than that, this just seems too risky to me.
Astronauts performed
And plus there's just too much buttons. How do you know exactly which each button does?
their experiments and talked to the ground. I'm sure while they were up there, they actually learned a lot about what happens in the lack of gravity and all that. You know, the nerd.
Yeah.
That my box brain is way too small to understand. But then, after 2 weeks of all going to plan, the worst happened.
What?
Horribly wrong. And the crew actually noticed that something was going wrong. Colonel Rick Husband said on the mic, and I repeat, Roger, those were his last words. At 9 o'clock.
Only could he get his word out. And okay, this might be stupid, but why aren't there no parachutes on spaceship? Unless they're going like 1,000 miles per hour, just nose diving down to Earth.
Clock as the shuttle entered the atmosphere. The damaged left wing allowed superheated air to penetrate wings.
Oh. Exploded his ship. That must have been the hugest thing. No, the Earth has to do that. Why is it so flammable?
And it was so fast, it was 18 times the speed of sound. That's not just fast, that's goddamn zooming. And to be torn apart at that speed, the destruction was almost instant. Almost too quick to even comprehend. I mean, guys, one minute they were coming home, and the next they were gone. Now, hold up, how could this happen? How could NASA let this slip through the cracks?
Because they didn't care. They thought they was cool. They wanted to save some money for themselves.
As you would expect, investigations began immediately. The Columbia Accident Investigation Board was formed to find.
So they have a board to discover accidents. That's how you know this is dangerous. What do you mean people are getting paid to investigate accidents? I'm okay.
Find out what went wrong, and they find some things. The foam strike was identified as a cause of the disaster, but it was actually more than that. NASA itself the wings Israeli astronaut Elon Ramon, while him being on board made people think that this could have been a terrorist attack. No, seriously. Remember, this was shortly after 9/11, so America was terrified that that's what it was.
Damn.
But ladies and bosses, the investigation showed the only terrorist here was the goddamn phone. Alright, now let's talk about
I think what's so fascinating about it is that you would assume for space to go down, it has to be some sort of like old issue, mechanical issue. It's a bomb. That's all it takes out of space to space. So the life lesson here is life gives you a lemon, make sure you take the lemon. That was terrible. Don't listen to me for it. I don't even know what that means.
Goya's 11. This next one wasn't American. Remember those early days? The space race was on between the
Yo, that spaceship looking a little thick though. Oh no, where you want to launch at? Oh no, shit, you're a little weirdo. My bad.
Americans and the Soviets. June 1971.
What happened?
This. The Cold War is in full swing. The United States and the Soviet Union are neck and neck. Each trying to outdo the other with everything. And we have Soyuz 11, a mission that was supposed to be a historic success, but turned into one of the most tragic events in space history.
Crap.
In space exploration history, because isn't like history everywhere in space? You know what I'm saying? Kind of a tangent. Let me set the stage for you. The Soviet Union had already achieved the first human space, you name it. They were kicking America in the goddamn.
What do you gain from being the first in the world to do things? Like, okay, yes, you discovered space, but what did you